Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. This is my first live of the new year. I'm so excited. Good morning, Teresa.
Good morning. I'm excited to be here for your first live of 2026.
I know, and we're already having Facebook issues. I just got a message. It looks like this stream was deleted on your Facebook. Try creating a new stream. Oh my God. Okay. So let's try again. Technology is always such a pleasure. So Happy New Year. It hasn't changed.
It hasn't changed.
It hasn't changed. So, all right, while I'm working on trying to get me live onto Facebook as well as all the other places we stream, why don't you tell everyone what we're talking about today and get us started?
So, really what I want to talk about today, because I see this happen a lot, is the old style of website content, written content that people are still attached to. And if you think back to like the 90s when people were really starting to build websites, it read like a trifold pamphlet. It was very professional and polished and boring to the point. And what people want today, websites have grown up. We have grown up with the internet. We want to see something different. We don't want to see this boring, polished diatribe of whatever words. We want to have a conversation with you. And your website is sometimes the first place somebody has a conversation with you. For example, if I'm interested in business coaching and I come to Nancy, your new website,
profitinsiderscoaching.com, which is live but not official yet.
Right. But if I come to your website and you give me a long list of a resume of I've accomplished these training goals and I have this training certificate, and I'm going to be so disengaged and think maybe that you're a little bit full of yourself. But if you say, hey, are you tired of spinning your wheels and not making a profit? Are you tired of, and I don't know exactly what your copy says, but basically have that conversation. It said you want to be a profitable interior designer. I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to take you along this. I'm going to hold your hand basically and get you there. And through my coaching programs, that's what people are looking for. That's the kind of connection that they want. And when somebody has that kind of a connection with you from landing on your website, when they click to book that discovery call, they're already a strong maybe, if not a yes.
Definitely. I can always tell if someone's been to my website, has followed me for a while, because it's true that website starts the conversation. Yes. And then I'm just continuing it after that. Mm-hmm. And they're already pretty much warm. They were a warm lead at that point. Yes. Because I warmed them up through the website.
That's exactly what I want people to do, especially on that about page. That's where I really see that boring resume style.
Oh my God. Yes.
And the about page, I have had multiple clients hire me because of my about page. And in fact, my new website has multiple about pages, depending on what part of me you want to look at. You can go behind the scenes. You can see what my values are. You can look at my process. But that is what people hire me for, is because they feel like they know and trust me. And that's what people are looking for. We buy from who we like, know, and trust. And I know on your videos, that phrase comes up a lot.
It comes up a lot because as much as it's annoying that I have to keep repeating that, it's so true. Like, again, like when people hire you, it's like, you know what, Teresa, I've been following you for 2 years and I've been wanting to do my website and I know that you're the expert now. How? Because you're putting yourself out there and your website is clear when they look you up and they trust you because of it. It's huge.
Because of that. And this is everything. I mean, think about like my mom this weekend. My mom and I had a big discussion about toilet paper choices. And like she refuses to buy from Costco because sometimes Costco's toilet paper is different than Charmin. Sometimes it's more like Northern. And she doesn't trust Costco's toilet paper because she doesn't know what she's going to get. But that is how ingrained it is. We buy from who we like, know, and trust. And when we have an experience that doesn't feel good, we become very steadfast and walking away from that particular business, that particular thing. So use your website to start building a relationship, because when your dream client lands on your website, they don't go look at your list of certifications and say, wow, she has the XYZ certification. I must hire her. They probably don't even know what it means. They don't care. And I don't want to be mean, but they don't care.
No, it's true. I mean, designers, my clients ask me all the time, should I be part of, I want to be part of this organization because I get the letters at the end of on the bottom of my website, and I'm like, has anyone ever asked you that? Ever? Any client? Do they care? They just want to know you can do the job in what time frame and for how much.
That's what they want to know. And the conversation is going to communicate that. As a life coach, I was part of the International Coaching Federation, and living in the Midwest, there are no local meetings. There is nothing that I could do to participate. So I paid $300 a year for those letters. And nobody knew what ICF stood for. Nobody had a clue unless they were in the coaching industry.
Yes.
So it really isn't the best use of money a lot of times to just for the credentials. If you're getting value out of it, if you're getting something that makes you better at what you do, absolutely, you should do those things.
Yes.
But if you're doing it just for the credentials, nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
They don't even know what it means.
Can you get me the results I'm looking for? Period.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So when we have that analytical, boring thing, here's what happens when people come to your website. They get lost in the professional lingo. They get lost in what you're trying to say. And then they start asking questions like, is this person going to understand what I need? Because I'm not sure I understand them. Have they done this for other people before? Or are they just saying, here, I can do this for you? Is their process going to work for me? When you get that long, detailed, lengthy process of every step that you take, that feels overwhelming and terrifying. And they're like, is this even going to work for me? I don't know. I don't know that I need all of these steps. So those are the kind of questions. And then rather than them engaging in what you can do to make their life better, they're questioning your abilities. They're questioning if you're good enough for them.
You know what this reminds me of? It's almost too much information. A lot of people give too much information, too much lingo. It's industry lingo. And like you say, they sort of stare at the website and go, I don't even know what this means. And it doesn't feel like me.
And it does. And that is the biggest thing, is it doesn't feel like me. If your website feels like you have to play a role anytime you bring people to it, like you have to put on a different hat and pretend to be someone you're not, it's never going to work for you. It absolutely has to be for you. And again, back in the 90s, my old English teacher used to get mad at me saying that I will never make a living as a writer being able to write content because I'm too conversational in my writing. And yet, Ms. Kofer, here I am. I am very conversational in my website. And it's because I'm conversational. I don't talk at my audience. I talk to them. I have a conversation with them. I try to be relatable, share ways that are focused on them that I can help them, something that's specific to them and what they're looking for. I don't want people to abandon their knowledge and expertise, but I want you to present it in a way that makes sense to me.
Yes. And I think that speaking above them intellectually, or again, industry lingo, but one of the things you said, I want to go back to, you said it a little differently, but your brand, you are your brand. And if your website is a personality that's not really yours, then when you meet somebody, there's going to be a huge disconnect, and that's going to make you not close as many sales. So I often look at my clients' websites and go, is this you? This doesn't even seem like the person I know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I have come to websites where the picture is 20 years old. I know we don't like the extra pounds of menopause.
And the wrinkles, I get it.
The wrinkles, I have extensive skincare. I get it. But you still have to show up as the real you, because like you said, when they show up to a call and you're not the person they expect, immediate disconnect, immediate distrust, immediate questioning. And you're going to have to work that much harder to overcome those new obstacles that just popped up in a finger snap.
Yes.
And if you just are showing up as yourself.
And you won't even feel it. You won't even necessarily know what the disconnect is. That's the biggest struggle, I'd say. So people get on my calendar and be like, I'm not closing anyone into, a paid, well, they get the paid in-home consult, but then they don't close them into a job. And sometimes I can see there's got to be a huge disconnect when the client meets them to what their website is looking like and what they're looking like, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, you have to start the conversation on your website as yourself and continue it when you're meeting the person.
Yes. And the other thing I want to say too, this is a little bit soft topic, but it's so worth repeating a million times over. Make it easy to get started. You've got to make it easy to get started. I've seen a trend where people are going to a little bit more minimalistic looking design, and they're wanting, and this is actually an old trend that's phasing out in web design, FYI, but they want to have a little bit more minimalistic. And so they have this little thin font that says contact me and this little tiny button that you can barely see. Nobody's going to pay attention to that.
Yeah, fancy, but no one's going to find it.
No, if they find it, it's not going to instill confidence. It's going to do it. So be yourself. Be like, I'm very bold. I'm very direct. So everywhere on my website where I say contact me, there is a big orange button that says contact me.
Right.
So be direct, stand out, show confidence in who you are and what you do. You've got a lot of training, all those credentials you want to list. They helped you get where you are.
Yes.
Use them for your confidence building, not as the conversation on your website.
Yeah, the old resume style about me page is so over. But, I always tell everyone, start out, if you're stuck, use my free exercise, Your Business in Words, as your first 4 sentences in your about me page, because it's all about them, even though it's about you. That's the trick.
That's just it. An about page, that's the other thing. That's a good one because I say that a lot too. Sadly, your about page is not about you. You want it to be about you. You want to have a moment to brag. And then it feels weird and icky trying to brag, just like building a resume. It's not about you. It's about how you can make their life a little bit better, how you can help them, how you can be relatable to them, how you can be somebody that they are going to trust. And especially as an interior design, think about it. For me to invite you into my home and to take an intimate look at how I live, there needs to be a serious level of trust.
Yes.
If I don't have that and my husband doesn't have that in you, which I'll be able to sway him to some degree, but still, if we don't feel that, we're not going to hire you. And that disconnect often happens because the website isn't up to date with who you are.
It's a little off topic, but it reminds me of a conversation I had with one of my profit insiders where they were like, you know what, I was so self-conscious that my house is not as organized as I ensure my clients' homes are. So I was always afraid to show that because it's not indicative of who I am as an entrepreneur, but it is who I am personally. And the minute we got her to start showing it, she started attracting people who felt safer having her in their house because they're not super organized either. Yet they know it's possible with her help to get a little more organized and still get a beautiful design in their home, right? So show your personality was the point of that story, and show your real life.
And I love that because she became relatable the instant she showed behind the scenes. The instant she said, I'm not perfect. Yes. I have a busy life. Sometimes my house is in complete disarray. And I understand that. But I also understand how to design so that we don't get lost in this. Yes. We don't let this take over and become a crutch that that is killing our lives. And so that became a very relatable thing. And like you said, people automatically trusted her because she wasn't trying to pretend to be perfect. She was 100% saying, I'm not.
Right. And I'm not going to judge you because I'm not perfect either. So you can trust me to come into your home and not be a snob about the way you live.
And not judge you for the mess in the pantry or whatever you're worried about.
Exactly. All right. So other tips on how to start a conversation from your website or summarize.
Just think about it. I mean, I often tell people to do a little bit of role play. Take yourself to a coffee shop or take yourself to your back patio, whatever, have a cup of coffee and say, I'm going to have a conversation with my dream client. What would I say? Record it or take notes and listen to the key words and phrases that are coming out of you when you have a conversation talking about what you do and how you do it and how you can make their life better. That conversation is what you want to bring into the website. And you do have to have a level of polish. You do want good punctuation and you do want, some degree of good sentences. I'm not completely abandoning my high school English teacher's education, but be yourself. Because that's who's going to do it. I mean, how many times have you got a client that you book them, you think it's a dream client, the first conversation goes well, and all of a sudden you realize you don't have shared values, you don't have anything in common, you don't understand each other, and you cannot wait for that project to be over.
Yes.
They're feeling that too. It's miserable.
It's miserable. And that's where I say, make sure you charge them enough. So this way that job becomes more pleasant.
Right. Definitely upcharge for the pains in the butts. But, but again, if you have that conversation of being yourself on your website, you're going to attract so much less of that.
It's so true. It's so true. You're going to attract what you're putting out there. So think carefully about what you're putting out there and don't panic. Well, or am I going to get enough business if I actually am myself? Yes, that's actually the way you're going to get the right type of business that's going to make you enjoy what you do even more and make you the money you need to make because you're matching properly to your ideal client.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I just had something that popped in my brain, but talking about being yourself and getting the client. Oh, I don't know. I'll put it in the comments.
I lost my thought before we went live. Now you lost your thought when we're live. I mean,
I thought before we get, yes. But again, I just can't stress enough about being who you are and showing up as the real person because that's what people are looking for. That's what they want to connect with.
Yes.
And when there's that disconnect between your written copy and who you are as a person. Oh, I know what it was. I know that there are people who show up on my website and be like, oh God, no. Like, nope, this is not the person for me. I count that as a win.
Yes.
Because I don't have to take time to talk to them and say, I'm not the fit for you. So that frees up my calendar. I'm not struggling with answering their questions after questions after questions for them trying to decide that I am for them when I know we're not. It's a big time suck and it's a big energy drain. And so it's a win when somebody says, she's not the one for me, because now they're going to find the person for them.
Definitely. I mean, it's the same. It's the same with me. You know, I'm direct. I'm no nonsense. Anyone who needs me to stroke their ego and tell, is probably I'm not the best coach for them, even though I'm very supportive. I'm not going to just make you feel happy for no reason. I'm going to tell you the way it is, what you need to do, when you need to do it, how you need to do it, and just guide you compassionately, but strongly, because that's coaching to me, pushing someone a little outside their comfort zone to do things different than they've done before, right? So your website is guiding people to who you are and whether you're a good fit for them. So as you said, I think on the last live, which I loved this sentence, your website is your 24/7 number one employee.
It's the hardest working member of your team. It is always out there working for you.
Absolutely.
Having those conversations that you want to have with the people who are most interested. And it's having the conversations with the people who aren't your dream customers so they know to go someplace else. And that is a win. It is a big win.
It's a big win if you deter the wrong client and attract the right client. So tell everyone how to find you if they need a redo of their website, because a lot of people do. And I know it's an investment, but I 100% feel you get on the calendar with Teresa, have your conversation, understand what the undertaking looks like, costs, what your involvement needs to be, so that you can plan for it and be ready when it's time. You may not be ready now, but I'd say get on Teresa's calendar to have that conversation to see if it's a good fit, so you can actually save for it, plan for it, do whatever you have to do to get it done.
Yeah. And I will say this. So you can find me at caffeinecreative.io and book a free coffee chat with me there. I always start with a free conversation because we both need to know if we're going to be the right fit for each other. Yes. And during that conversation, I'm going to figure out, what are your goals? What are you working towards today and in tomorrow? And then all of my website pricing is specific to you. It is tailored to your needs. I don't do a cookie cutter blanket cost where you have to pay this. I tailor the cost to exactly what you need so that we can build the website that you need and not just some structure that you should have, which I don't believe in shoulds. And then we work from there. And I also offer very reasonable payment plans to make it a little bit more
that's affordable. Good to know.
So with a little bit down, you can do a monthly payment for the first year and you get me for a year.
That's amazing. See, having those options is really important. That's part of why I like sending people to you. So, all right, everyone, go over to the is it caffeinecreative.io?
Yes, caffeinecreative.io.
Okay, I have it up on somewhere, but we're not showing it on the screen, but it is in the description for everyone. So go visit Teresa at caffeinecreative.io, get your free conversation, coffee chat with her to find out if you can use her services to get a new website, whether it's now or in the future. That's the starting point. So get it done. It's 2026. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone. Go have a great day.